Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for this week's question and answer video. My name is David, I'm a life coach. I make these videos, I'm hoping to help you guys recover, heal from different traumatic relationships. So please, I encourage you to ask questions. Please, ask me anything you want. Not just seeing as a bad question or repeat questions are fine. I'm just hoping that you guys can understand your experiences a little better. It's a good way to start healing from them. Okay, alleviates a lot of shame and guilt. And we don't want to do this again. So let's learn. And if I can help you do that, please let me, okay? I want to make an announcement. I posted on the community page that I might not be doing the Q&As anymore. And if that's true, I just won't do them here on YouTube. They're failing. As you guys know, YouTube has blocked me from a lot of stuff, from people seeing my videos and stuff because I say bad words, and not even swear words, just healing words that they don't like. So I can't do it here, and they're not doing well. My whole point of this channel is to get information, as far-reaching as I can to get to those people that need it. And these videos have died down to almost nothing. I appreciate your support, those of you guys who have stuck around for a while. Thank you very, very much. Without even you, they'd be nothing. But they're failing and dying so hard that I need to put them somewhere else. I need to try to see what I can do with them. I'm going to probably try Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that soon. So I'll probably keep doing these until I transfer them somewhere else, and hopefully you guys will follow me. I'll need your guys' support. Also, things about these videos, I'm getting asked to by many people actually over the years, to timestamp questions, to go down in the comment section, to tell them how I answered their question, where it is. And to me, that's just so you can watch your answer and not the video. So I need support. Without your guys' support, liking the videos or downliking, commenting, sharing them, they won't exist. So I can't just keep working harder and making them easier for you guys to not really watch them or support them. I get people ask me questions. I make videos and answer them and stuff like this, and I don't hear back from them. I don't see them again. And I know that YouTube's doing a lot of this. It's not your guys' fault, and it's not a big deal. I just need to go somewhere else where these videos will grow and reach people who need the help. Okay, so I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll keep doing these. I don't know yet, but I'm going to try to start like Facebook, Instagram, something like that. I'm also possibly might be doing some podcasts soon, stuff like that coming up. I've been invited a couple different places to do interviews and things like this. So I will always let you guys know what's going on, and I appreciate your guys' support. If you guys, if you like what I'm doing here, if it's beneficial for you and you think it could benefit somebody else, really just push a button, hit the subscribe channel. That's really, without that, there's nothing. So the comments and the likes and all that help, but without subscriptions, they're not growing. They're not going anywhere. So, and I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of people who ask me questions every week that aren't even subscribed to my channel. I can just go look on their channel and see that they're not subscribed. So, whatever happens to these videos, when they die down this low, I mean, last week, Q&As have always been the smallest, lowest count videos I've ever had. But I used to get thousands of views, and now I get 200. 30 likes. It's not working. So these are you guys that are still watching these, like now, you guys probably been with me for a while. You'll notice you won't see these on the news feed anywhere. You guys just are aware that I make these every Monday, and thank you for coming and checking. I just need to grow these more. Okay, so that's where I'm at. Don't worry. I've had people say, why are you stopping your channel and stuff? No, I'm just probably going to stop the Q&As. And it won't matter to any of you guys that like the Q&As, that you appreciate me answering your questions. That will never stop. I'll answer your questions on every video, stuff like this. I may just do a Q&A video and not put Q&A in the title anymore because people tend to not like that. They want just straight narcissist videos, borderline, stuff like that. So, I don't know, and you guys can always give me suggestions, recommendations. I love it. Thank you. That's what I need, is your guys' feedback, because I'm trying to do these for you. Okay, let's get started. Anyone has questions about that, you can ask me. I like to make recommendations every single week, something to help you guys. This week, what I'm going to do is recommend something I've recommended before, but a lot of us are maybe isolating. A lot of us may not have many relationships with people right now, and a lot of us are resorting to dating sites. I'm not going to go on a big thing about dating sites. I don't approve of them. I don't like them. I think they're unhealthy and toxic. And apparently there's couples that have been very, very successful on dating sites. I've never known one. Doesn't mean they don't exist. But as we know, half of marriages end in divorce. The other half have tons of problems, and maybe a lot of them should be divorced. So when people tell me that some anonymous couples are happy together forever because of a dating site, that means nothing to me. What I do see every day is absolute misery. Misery. And if you're a female, maybe past 30, you're the worst person to be on a dating site. Worst. Because that's not what people are looking for. Okay? And that's not my opinion, by the way. That's what dating sites are like. They're just disgusting. Everyone that can't date goes on dating sites. Everyone that's a predator goes on dating sites. So if your odds of dating and finding someone nice in the real world are difficult, they're 100 times worse on dating sites, because they're going there for dating and sex, and that's it, maybe money. So instead of dating too soon, instead of not being healed and dating, and instead of going on dating sites for dating and sex, I recommend self-interest, pursuing your own self-interest. Especially if you guys are bored, lonely, worry a lot, don't have many people in your life, no plans, no goals. Find some self-interest. There are things in the world that are interesting to you that you don't know exist. Go find them. I challenge people, everyone. It doesn't matter how many interests you have. There's 5 more in this world that interest you, and you don't know they exist. So when we find these things that are interesting, we get a little more excitement in our life. We kind of start to have a plan, know what we want. And pursuing these self-interests is good for us. And then we meet people with common interest instead of dating and sex. And I'm divorced and lonely. Okay? So 5 interests. Go find interests out there in the world, things that interest you. And then find ways to incorporate people in them. If you're depressed, you'll probably say, no, David, there's no way to incorporate people, and I'm really not interested in anything. And that's where we push ourselves, okay? Because I don't care what 5 interests you have, I'll find a way for you to incorporate people. Because there's got to be at least one other person interested in what you're interested in. Okay, that's my little rant for that. Let's get on to the questions. Lots of questions. I don't have as much time as I'd like to spend on each one. That's why sometimes I make videos, for that. Okay. First one's from Emily Merton in South Africa. Please just tell us your locations, guys. Please let us know where you're at. Emily says, it's difficult to say what people did wrong when the way they talk to you is disrespectful and not what they say is disrespectful. And I think I understand what you're saying, but the bottom line, the point is all that matters is how you feel. Okay? If someone's saying nice things to you and hitting you, doesn't feel good, right? Or if I'm saying really great things and doing great things to other people, but I'm insulting you, or I'm going like this, and when you're talking to me, I never look at you, and I keep going like this, yeah, whatever, But I'm not being mean. I'm not saying mean things. You get my point. The bottom line is it all feels bad. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what people do. That's what I live by. That's my biggest rule I live by. It doesn't matter what I do, only how I feel about it. It doesn't matter what people do, only how they feel about it, how I feel about it. It doesn't matter. Because some things don't bother you that bother me, or don't bother me and bother you. And we're all different, okay? And so if something doesn't feel good, then we need to do something about it. Hope I made sense. And Sally, don't know where you're from, Sally, start giving us your locations. I don't know if you ever have. Giving advice without them asking. I look at it as helping them, but I just found out that it's a form of control. Well, sure. Yeah, giving advice, telling people what they should do, how they should feel, shouldn't do. Who are we, right? You'll see people has entire channels dedicated to judging people and telling what they should do, and they're acting all virtuous. Yeah. So it's codependent behavior. Codependent behavior, I can't manage my life. I have troubles managing my life. I don't know how to manage my life. And I will just focus on someone else and just manage their life and tell you what you should do. It's a lot easier, isn't it? It's a lot easier to manage someone else's life than yours, because you already know what to do, but you don't do it, right? So just telling someone else what to do and they don't do it, ha ha ha. I know what you should do and you're not doing it. Look at yourself, right? Unwanted advice. Never give it. Somebody wants advice, give it. My favorite is, I thought I could help them. I tried to help them. I know how to help them. They didn't want help. Yeah, that's a good point. If I'm trying to help someone that doesn't want help, I'm trying to change them. And it's so much easier to just accept who somebody is and go look for the kind of person you want in your life. Water Babe, don't know where you're from? Let us know where you're from in your location next time. I'm on my way healing after this. Thank you kindly, David. Oh, thanks for telling me. You're welcome. Thank you. And Sergeant Muffin Badger, I can't remember where you're from. Let us know where your locations, guys. Can't wait till someone gives that location. Yes, this exactly. More like seeking someone just to share hobbies with, honestly. Right? That's my recommendation. Right? The pressure's on when you haven't dated for a long time and you go on a dating site and you have to date somebody. The pressure's on when all that's in your mind is your ex. The pressure's on when you think that everyone might be a bad person, hurt you, and you don't know how to protect yourself or the signs to look for. Lots of pressure to just go on a blind date. God, I hate blind dates too. And, you know, share hobbies with. What else is more enjoyable than sharing something you like to do with a person you like? That's kind of life. That's the goal. Emily again. Hi, Emily. They only act like that when they'll realize you'll take it. That's right. We accept bad, toxic behavior, and that's why we have bad, toxic people in our life. Period. Bad, toxic people, you'll notice, don't do it very much around in public to everybody else. Some do. I get it. And they have a very, very difficult life. But, yeah, they get people in their home. You know, the whole thing about dating and having relationships is acceptance. What can you accept? What can't you accept? And if you learn to accept all kinds of toxic behaviors in your childhood, you'll tend to start accepting toxic behaviors in your adulthood. Okay, Nadia. I don't know where you're from. I can't wait to get my first location. Nadia, I can't read all of this because it is 3 pages on my computer here. So I'll just pull out the important parts. Thank you so much, David, for taking your time to answer me. I really appreciate your honest and straightforward answer, and I appreciate you telling me, Nadia, and all of you. Thank you very, very much. I really do. And I just like to know that you understand, you know. And if you have more questions because you don't understand or you just have more, I want you to keep asking. Thank you, Nadia. My whole life I've been people-pleasing, putting other people first. You've tried to become what they want and what they need and like. You completely forgot about yourself until recently you changed your focus on the others, from others to yourself. Your own needs, your own feelings. It felt so weird in the beginning. You felt selfish, you felt guilty, I bet, demanding and difficult. Caring for yourself is never selfish. It's healthy and it's life. Or how about being selfish isn't always so bad, right? Just selfish. I'm just kind of about myself. Yeah. Because I'll tell you the alternative, selfless. I'd rather be around somebody selfish than selfless. You still have issues with them, but you're getting better. That's all that matters. I agree on what you said about my boyfriend, that he's acting selfish and narcissistic. Many times I do feel like. And so she's saying you're saying you agree what I said about your boyfriend. And so last week's video, I was telling Nadia that I think her boyfriend is being abusive and selfish and neglectful, and that the relationship will work. And she's saying what a lot of us say, it's not all bad, right? It's not all bad. Yes, I know. I hit you, but I also buy you chocolates. I call you names, but I also pay the rent. I tell you you're so gross and ugly and stupid, and then I tell you you're so smart and pretty, right? So we're excusing bad behavior. We're saying it's not that bad, it's going to change, I'm sure. No, he's not going to change. And why would you want him to change? He has these loving sides where he expresses and shows his love and care for me. Yeah, but it contradicts the fact that he won't commit to you. He said he'll live with you, but he's going to have his own place to go to all the time. And he doesn't really care what you want and doesn't care what you need. If you don't like it, get the hell out. He's got no love language. All these other things he says and does to you. But somehow he's also still very loving sometimes. That's unstable personality, Nadia. Right? If I'm just like this and then like this and then like this and then like this, I'm unstable. I'm not like that. I'm like this, man. Even when people abuse me and trip me out and call me names and stuff, I'm still like this. I'm not perfect. maybe I'll go like this a little bit. Sometime, maybe once every few years, I don't know. But this guy you're saying is like this. And it does all kinds of things. It makes you anxious, worried, concerned, scared, depressed. Over time, you have no security in a relationship like that. You have no emotional attention. You have no emotional privacy. You have no emotional autonomy. There's no emotional connection. And I can tell by what you're telling me, you aren't getting these things. Most important thing in your life. You say, when I feel a negative emotion, when something feels wrong, I can't always identify what causes that emotion. And these are problems with self-awareness. Okay, so what this means is you've had a family that didn't care about what you need, what you want, how you felt, what you value, in your opinion, and they tried to form and control all these for you and told you you're a good girl, Nadia, when you do what they want, and bad girl if you do anything selfish. Okay, so now you're in another relationship with somebody who doesn't care what you want, doesn't care what you need, doesn't care how you feel, doesn't care what you value, doesn't care about your opinion, and says all that matters is mine. If you don't like it, Nadia, tough, get out. And you say, well, he's also loving, he's nice. Here's what I wrote. Thank you for your feedback, Nadia. Your concerns and feelings and problems in your relationship are all reasons to talk with someone you can trust and knows how to help you. Staying in neglectful relationships destroys our self-respect, lowers our self-worth, and are signs we had a neglectful childhood. Just like you said, you don't even know sometimes your emotions and feelings and what they are. This may be why you're not understanding that you are not receiving what the most important things to you are, your emotional needs. This causes many problems for us, like anxiety, depression, and other medical problems, illness and disease. It's what causes disease. And people like this, typically, you'll get disease, finally have to go get help, go to the doctors, and they bail. I've seen it 1,000 times. I help my clients understand who they are and what they need. Here you go. I help my clients understand who they are and what they need so they can make better choices for themselves and ultimately have healthy relationships. Do you want a healthy relationship, Nadia? If he doesn't try just as hard as you, it won't work. Anyway, so if you go to the therapy and you go look it up and you try to tell him and he doesn't care, it's done. It's done. You are looking for someone else, not him. And let's not try to change him, because you can't. We can't change our personalities. So personality disorders, if he has one, good luck. Yeah, and I hope that you know that you're worthy of what you want and what you need, Nadia. Okay? My biggest recommendation for all of you in any kind of situations like this is just go get help. There's people that know. There's people that will listen. There's people that can suggest what to do and help you get out of these things. Or make it better. You want this relationship to work, put it on the line, Nadia. Either make it work now or end it. Okay, and he has to make it work too. And you can't do more. I don't care if you're the woman, you're mature, he works. No, doesn't matter. It's like saying you don't have to do anything if he works and cleans and all that. Yeah, I don't have to if he does it. No. Yeah, you do. And he has to help. Let me know what you think. Thank you. Salema from France, I love what you said about forgiveness. And this is a big one. Last week I talked about forgiveness and a lot of people are commenting about this. So it used to kill me whenever I heard this BS of forgiving. I thought hard against it until one YouTuber from Belgium said that we did not have to forgive to anybody. I felt so relieved and at least understood. Thank you for saying it too. It is so important. Maybe you can do a video about it. I have. I've done a video about it in my cptsd playlist. Thank you. And forgiveness is a personal choice. Again, we don't tell people what they should do or have to. And I hear this all too much from therapists saying you have to. In order to begin healing, you have to forgive your abuser. No, you don't. No, you don't. Saying you have to, saying there's only one way, things like this is just limiting somebody else's recovery and healing. You don't have to. And I know this. I don't forgive my abusers. Why? They didn't ask for forgiveness. I'm not holding a grudge. What I do is I have compassion. I have compassion for my abusers to know how awful their life must be to treat people like they treated me. Awful. And I know them personally and to know that they have awful, awful, awful lives. And I have compassion for everybody who has a personality disorder. I have compassion for everyone who abuses people because I know how awful you feel inside. The thing is I have a lot more compassion for the people around them. For the people that they hurt and destroy and abuse and never apologize. That's who I have real compassion for. And I've learned to forgive myself for my behaviors that I've had when people abuse me instead of just stopping it and going away from it. And that's much more important. I forgive myself completely, 100%, always, always. And I can understand why the people did what they did. I don't have to forgive them. It's a weird thing. I understand it. And it definitely can help some people. Some people said, oh, it all changed when I did that. I get it. It's a personal choice. I'm saying it's not necessary to heal, recover at all. And in that you're kind of forgiving the universe, aren't you, for what someone did? Because you're not telling them. And they're not asking for forgiveness. They won't even admit they did it. It's all your fault. And then you're forgiving them. It reminds me of when you hurt a kid in kindergarten and the teacher or mom drags you over to apologize to them, okay, and you don't want to, you're not sorry. It's like, okay, well, imagine enjoying. Now tell them you forgive them. I forgive you, but I don't. And the one way that we stop all this toxic, bad, abusive behavior is we don't accept it. We don't forgive it. Rory from Ohio. Hi, Rory. I just know you're from Ohio. Forgiveness was a big one for me years ago and probably even now. That's what I read in books and heard from therapists. So I mouthed the words forgiveness to him and I would fake it till I make it. But deep in my gut, I knew I just couldn't. I wished I never even said it. Forgiving myself makes more sense. That I can do on a lot of levels. I can work on myself. I'm worthy of that. Love it. Love to hear that. Love to see that. Unconditional forgiveness for yourself. And right, what if you forgive your abuser? It almost seems a little conditional. Robin, don't know where you're from. Let us know your locations, please. Please tell us what your locations are. I'm still waiting for the first one. Sorry to see you're shutting down. I was wondering why you weren't coming onto my daily news feed. I didn't know YouTube were so manipulative. I've enjoyed and benefited from your wisdom. Thank you for telling me, Robin. Thank you for supporting me. I'm not shutting down. I don't know where you got that, except that I may not be doing the Q&As on YouTube anymore because YouTube doesn't want them. But thank you. I'm not shutting down. Lisa from Ireland. First one. And I already knew. Hi, David. That was a terrific second video. I really got a lot from it, especially about forgiveness. It has been suggested to me in the past to forgive the toxic abuser, and then I will move forward along quite nicely. And no, I don't forgive him. I don't really think of him anymore. And the nightmares I used to have about him finally stopped. So I do believe that this is progress. I love this site, David, and I always feel it is a safe environment for us here. My healing is also down to being part of this heartwarming community that you have set up for all of us. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Lisa, thank you so much. Oh, that feels so good. Makes me want to keep doing the Q&As on here anyway. Thank you, Lisa. Hi, David. This is Mel from San Francisco. Please, do you have any comments on thoughts? And hi, Mel. Comments or thoughts on why the blocked and toxic ex starts to send mysterious messages after a couple of years of no contact. These messages appear like they are meant for someone else as no name is used, but supposedly we were sent an error in the wrong telephone number. Have you ever experienced this? It's really unsettling. I'm sorry, it's really unsettling. Let's do something about that. Okay? Can you do something about it? Can you change your number? Can you block this person? Can you send them a letter from a lawyer and say, do not contact me again? I don't know. Maybe you don't need to, Mel. Maybe that's all they're going to do after a few years, couple years, is send some anonymous messages. And yes, I've seen this. I've experienced it so much. And all it is someone who's totally obsessed, who cannot be vulnerable enough to reach out to you and say hi, right? Well, why won't they do that? Why won't someone just, if they want to contact you, hey, Mel, how are you? It's your ex-girlfriend. Because you might shut them down and reject them. That's all. Fear of rejection. Fear of vulnerability. Fear makes someone a real small, little, tiny person who's not worthy of having anything they want and they need. Who cares about how they feel? This person, typically people like this, right now, at least, she's got no life going on at all. She's obsessed, means she has no life of her own, no direction, no plan, doesn't know what she's doing, not happy, probably bored, scared, lost, confused, anxious, depressed. Typically, if this is a disorder person, and if this is someone who abused you, coming back from your past to just do these little messages. I call it like Marco Polo. I say Marco, you say Polo, right? Instead of, hey Mel, how's it going? It's Marco, Polo. I mean, I could just go on and on about the different examples. I told someone in there, a total narcissist, leave me alone, years ago when I used to do this. Leave me alone, never contact me again. And then 3-4 years later, I'll get a like on a 10-year-old picture on Facebook from them. Like, they're liking my photos on my Facebook. Weird. Block, block, block. Okay? Mel, you don't have to sit here and experience this and wait for the next one and what she's going to do next. Raise your self-worth and self-respect and make it stop if you can. If not, I'm sorry, Mel, that it's happening. It really helps to talk to somebody. Just tell people, tell a friend this is happening. Sergeant Muffin Badger from Central Valley, California. Mine called me trying to make her problems mine, and I made the conversation short and ended it. Yeah, because she couldn't deal with her bad behavior. Must have a conscience, at least, right? Maybe just a borderline narcissist. Has somewhat of a conscience, feels bad for the way they treated you, not because you felt bad, because they know they're a scumbag and they can't live with themselves and forgive themselves. They need your forgiveness. Interesting. And then your therapist tells you to forgive her, and she goes on her way, and you don't. But it emotionally screwed me up for some reason. Afterwards, I fell into a depression and kind of shed some tears, knowing the fact that this person used me and felt nothing. I'm on the right recovery path, but it subconsciously seemed to shake me. Didn't eat the rest of the day and was on full panic mode. I can't explain why. Try to eat something when you feel like this. Not eating makes you feel anxious. So if you're anxious and you're not eating, you could feel panicky. You can't explain why. Any advice or knowledge you can give me on this? Well, I don't know, but just guessing. Just guessing. You had a traumatic experience, and this is what we call a trigger. Something came up and triggered you. Maybe have some more healing to do. You said you're on the right path. It's okay. I'm sorry that this happened. You know, I would try to block them, tell them never contact you again. You can have a lawyer write a letter. You can go file a police report. You can block your number. But doing these things, guys, really helps. I get such weird responses when I say these things to people, because they'll say things like, I don't want them to know I did this. Then they'll know, then they'll think that I'm, it's like, dude, it's over. You're never talking to them again. They're sick and disordered and abusive. Why do you care still about what they think about you? Oh my God, move on with your life. Start healing from this by focusing on you, not them. People say, I can't take a different route to work. I have to drive by their house every day, because the day that I don't drive by their house on my way to work, then they'll think that I have to take another route because they've messed me up so bad. Jesus. Like, let's just have a checklist, everything you need and want to do for yourself, and make sure that they believe that's okay. I'm sorry that this emotionally screwed you up so bad. Started crying, not eating. We're still got some trauma we're healing from, I'm guessing. That's what it sounds like. Okay? And you know, I'm not claiming I know, but that's what it looks like. Yeah? My abuser came back into my life, and now I have all the traumatic reactions I had back then. It's okay. It's okay. Find a way to stop talking to this person. Find a way for this person not to contact you anymore at all. And that'll raise your self-worth, self-respect, dignity, things like this. And then you can start healing more and faster. If you have things you still want to tell this person, write them a letter. Read it to somebody else. Decide if you want to send it. But make sure you put in that letter what you want for them to leave you alone. It's really important too, guys, when someone's obsessing, stalking, contacting you, harassing you, it's really important to tell them, never contact me again. But sometimes you can't even do that. They're so nuts. I'm sorry. I hope you're doing things to make yourself better. Take care of yourself. Talk to somebody about this. That's always number one, okay? Don't let yourself just feel bad too. There's a lot of things that make you feel good. Try doing some of those, okay? Salema from France. Hi, Salema. What if when we feel guilt and fear, it is not actually fear nor guilt, but an intuition that we must think before going into action? I wanted to do something, but I was paralyzed by a lot of fear and guilt. I took time to think and watch what was happening inwardly. Eventually, I realized that I just did not want to do that thing. It was not me. It was just to please somebody else. Maybe we lack words and just labels and feeling guilt, fear, but they're not. Yeah, that's self-awareness. That's self-awareness. One of the major components of our own self-awareness is our emotions. Our emotions are our body doing things. Feelings are just a label, what we call that. Better help communicating to somebody else. But it's vitally important to know what our body is doing and why. What's the source of that? Can I do something about it? If I can, do something about it. If not, throw it out. These are things, processing emotions that we need to learn, guys. And it all starts with self-awareness. It starts right here. But parents, neglectful parents, didn't do that. Neglectful parents that have got problems and voids in their own life, they have their attention on themselves and each other. And our attention goes on them. And they don't help develop us. They don't meet our needs and help us find out what we want and give us that. And they don't pay attention to our emotions, so we don't either. And they form our value system based on what they want and need from us. And Selema, when you did what they want, they said, good girl. And when you did anything what you want, they said, selfish, bad. And so now we feel guilty and selfish for doing things that we're supposed to do for us. I can't think of a worse way that parents set up their children for absolute failure. And I think that's it. That's it, guys. That's all. Now, if I've missed any, I'm sorry. Please let me know. My computer skips questions sometimes, so it happens. It's happened, I think, one question for the last 2 weeks. So I'm sorry. Just please keep asking. I appreciate that you do when you do. I really appreciate you guys' support with this channel. So anything you guys can do, like voting, subscribing, sharing this somewhere else, I really appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Keep asking questions. I won't stop the Q&A suddenly. I think the worst thing I'll do is just put them on another platform with a link that you guys, I hope, will follow me to that platform to hopefully get it growing there bigger. Thank you, guys. Love yourself first. Have a good week. I'll see you next week.